Hey there, ladies and gents, it's Dice back again, and what do we have here? Boy, Wizards of the Coast sure dropped something on us last weekend, and wow. um, People are all in a tizzy over this. Some people hate it. I think most people hate it. Um, I don't think it's as bad as it's made out to be, but it's stupid. And the thing is, as with most failures of Wizards of the Coast, they had a good idea on some level, but implementation has never been their strong suit. Um, so we got this thing, the uh, Guild of Ravnica Mythic Edition, which MtG Goldfish kind of gets wrong. It's 24 boosters, 8 of which have masterpieces in them, apparently. And of course, there's only 8 masterpieces, so you get them all in one box, apparently. So, what we have here is a semi-random uh, booster box, and MSRP is $250, is the most expensive booster box they've ever sold. Um, but here's the thing: the Masterpiece Planeswalkers are not in the normal set, which I find odd, because last I checked, the whole reason they started doing masterpieces, they said, is so they could lower the price of the normal cards. So basically, the value of the booster box would be primarily wrapped up in the masterpiece cards. So, basically, the box itself has a certain value based on its cost and price, and then that value is kind of distributed amongst the cards based on how in demand they are. So, well, how in demand and how rare. So the idea was to make, a handful of very rare and nice looking cards for people who want to collect and are willing to spend the money. Therefore, all the value will compound in those places and lower in the other places. And from what I can tell, that seemed to work when they were doing masterpieces. But here, the thing is, um, people like to complain, and people complain about um, people complain about things that are kind of mutually exclusive. Like, say, before masterpieces, they'd say, "Oh no, the price of cards is too high. I can't afford to play competitive because it's so high." So Wizards introduces masterpieces, and it lowers the price of the normal cards on the secondary market. Then people start complaining, "Oh no, we're getting boxes, and if we don't hit a masterpiece, we don't get our value out of it." Well, you can't have both at the same time. You can't serve two masters, as the good book says. Um, People who are looking for monetary value on a small scale are going to get hosed if you cater to the people who want cheaper prices and a lower barrier to entry. I guess I probably shouldn't go too deep into that because I don't know how much time I can spend on this. So basically, by taking the masterpieces out of the normal set, Wizards is pretty much saying we don't know what we're trying to do. They're just scraping and clawing for every last bit of cash they can have. The other thing is, people are upset that these are bought directly from the website for Hasbro or whatever, and so let's see, what's the takeaway from that? They're mad about local game stores. I don't, local game stores don't get them for reasonable prices unless they order them from the website, which anybody else can do. So there's no wholesale or anything, and normally they'd kind of keep this WP in exclusive or something for a product like this. But that's not something I really care about. I don't have a local game store. I never have. I probably never will, because retail stores, especially small, focused ones that feature a small amount of product, they're going the way of the dinosaur. People today don't really want to, leave the house, hop in the car, drive downtown to go to a little store where they're going to pick up one or two products. That's just not how things work anymore, especially for luxury products like little games. They'll order it off the internet first. That means, organized play has its own issues that it needs to deal with in the transition, but whatever. It'll happen eventually. So the other thing, apparently, something I don't get. This is clearly supposed to be designed for collectors, right? I mean, they're nice full art things. Come on, show it. Well, yeah, they're full art or extended borders, whatever you want to call it. They're supposed to be nice for collectors, but part of collectability is just the scarcity, and the main driving force of scarcity in a card game like this is the randomization of the packs. These aren't random. You get one of each in every box. So that's another mark they missed. Once again, they can't decide what they want. They have a nice idea and then they just drop the ball on the implementation entirely, in true Wizards of the Coast fashion. And here's the last takeaway from this. Does this look particularly exciting to you? I mean, yes, it's full art, but I mean, it's basically just extended borders. It's just normal Planeswalker art, but they didn't put borders around it. That's it. Wizards of the Coast has no idea how to do full art stuff well, and it drives me crazy. Because as with other masterpieces, like the Expedition specifically, I thought they looked terrible. The card frames they didn't look special. They just looked like the normal card frames, but with a texture, and then they had the normal text box over the, quote, full art, unquote, which really isn't full art. If you've got a slightly transparent text box over the art, I don't really consider that to be full art, You want full art? Look at stuff like Pokemon. Pokemon has some pretty well done full art cards, and in fact, I'd say most of their higher rarity foils are clearly superior to anything Wizards of the Coast puts out from a visual standpoint. So here they are, these non-random, expensive, I assume foil, slightly extended art, and geez, look, come back, dang it, zoom in, look at Rao. That looks like a cosplayer. That doesn't look like Rao. Looks like he's wearing a wig and he has like makeup to make up the 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah, I don't get this product. Wizards, it's good to pander to collectors as opposed to players. I say you can't serve 2 masters, but let's say you can't serve 3 masters, or you can't serve 2 masters with the same product. I think that's the biggest takeaway. You can't make one product and try to sell it to 2 different customers. You have to know your customer base. This is clearly geared towards collectors. and poorly done so. the small number and the what am I looking for? Oh, the non-randomness of it all really kills it. Because why collect something that you just have to, shell out a bunch of money to get? It doesn't have any excitement to it. So I think I've said my piece. That's about all I can do. There's my thoughts. Do with them what you will. See you guys later.